They said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going down to the coochie bag. She said, well, I can handle it. I'm going to put a what on it? I'm going to put a spell on it. He'll be straight and monogamous. And as they say, and you can see the power of this in advertising. Madison Avenue has done a very good mastery of the mind and the idea of having these ideas placed in the consciousness. And have them incubate. Because I don't understand what you mean. Well, you look at the natural woman's womb, and you can see then as the sperm begins to make its migration up to the fallopian tube and begin to come together, and you have the what? The gestation of that embryo. But the same thing takes place in the mind. They understand the mechanics of this, and this is how they're able to hold the people in such. You know, you look at such a situation, you can't understand how these people can let so much slide by them that is a direct affront to them. And the only way you can explain it, we call it, we call it, in reality, you know, back in the old day, they call it spell, we call it brainwash or modern day mind control. The people do not have the wisdom, or the only way you can break this, and that's what I'm going to talk about in just a moment. How you can come out of here is through the power of the Holy Spirit. So you can truly see things as they really is and actually exist. But not how they are being projected or played out. I mean, what I mean by played out, how can two planes go into a building and they collapse when never in the history of steel frame construction, and they have had buildings burned for 2 or 3 days and never collapsed.
Right.
See, that's a fact. But yet people can still believe what they saw, what they see one thing, what they see with their eyes. They say, don't believe your lying eyes, believe what we say. So they've been put in a spell. See what I'm saying? And you know, things can be able, things can be put right before you and be invisible, and yet it can be in plain what? Plain sight. All day. I was looking for some text. Right there in the box. I'm walking all over. Put that tape. I'm looking all over. In plain sight. See, so it was invisible.
No, I was going to say that the night that Obama was nominated, I went down to Grant Park, and I'm telling you, it was a spell over that place. I was looking at the people's faces, and they looked high, and I was feeling real good. I spent up all my money. I bought every Obama T-shirt. Every stand I passed, I couldn't go past it without buying it. I got all kind of, but I spent all my money, and I was feeling good, and all the people. It was no fighting. It was like kumbaya. It was a spirit. I'm telling you, it was something in the air.
That's what we're going to come back and play that tape. That's the power of what we mean by power of suggestion and being caught up. Because if you understand the mind, the physical sexual act is just a reflection of what happens with spiritual what? Psychologically. And the two go that you understand the whole idea of you having an orgasm physically. People go out and they actually have an orgasm buying these products. That's why they just feel good. I bought me a $1,200 Gucci bag. You know what I'm saying? And really, you know, and how they feel like this. They get the high off. They get such a high. And if you can go in and look at the endorphins in there, that stuff will be off the what? Off the chain, because they got such a high. And that is one of the ways that our masters have realized that they have the condition.
See, I just want to answer my prayer. I did all that, and I said, I didn't even vote for Obama.
That's the point.
And I was all down there, all, you know.
The power is, the mind can be very, very powerfully what? Influence. That's right. It can be caught up, and even in physics, everybody's studying physics. You got a bar man, you sprinkle some what? Iron clouds over it, and you can begin to see, you can't see the magnetic field, and they place a paper over there, and you say, oh, that's north and south. You say, oh. They have the ability to energize his mind. That's proven. That's a fact.
I was just going to talk about, you know, when something's in the newspaper, when it's on television, then you know it's like mainstream. They have the inundation of these programs where people are haunted in their homes. I haven't seen any black families, but on about 4 different stations, families are being chased out of their homes by spirits. And some of them are demonic spirits, some are spirits of entities who have lived, and so on and so forth. But there is a whole new market for expelling spirits out of homes. And people on the run. I mean, people are terrified. The spooks are getting them.
But that's because, as the Messiah said, they have a lack of what? A lack of knowledge, and they don't realize what the whole situation is. Read that scripture there to me, John 8:44. And as we said, it was through the vision of Dr. Kinley, he was able to bring out this pattern. And it was through the pattern of the tabernacle, enable us to be able to prove that Yahweh operates by a pattern. Right. This is how we need to understand the ages and dispensations. But read me John 8:44.
Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father even is you. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it.
Okay, so he said, ye of your father the devil. So in other words, he said, ye of your father. So if the devil is the father, they are the offspring. So he's already established a bloodline within Israel that in this case, he was talking to the heads of Israel, and that they were part of the negative forces, that negative bloodline. See, and they were posing as some of angels of light. That's what the Illuminati means. It means what? Enlightened ones. But actually, they were all what?
In darkness.
They were in darkness, spiritually and psychologically. So, when you move this principle up and back, down the line, we're going to do it real quick. We start off with Cain and Abel, that first age. Adam and Eve. That's a reflex of what happened really in heaven. If you go back to Egypt, here we have Cain and Abel here. See, we have Adam and Eve being driven out of the garden, and then we have this Cain. And it says here, he slain, there was a mark placed on Cain. Now, that was a seed that replaced Cain. That was who? Seth. So you got two bloodlines now. See, and what happened was Cain went out and set up a city, and the city of what? Enoch. And the word Enoch, it means what?
It means light, isn't it?
It means light or teacher, I think it is. It means teacher. So what was he teaching?
His doctrine.
He gotta be bad.
His doctrine, and also his what? His philosophy. You know he's very powerful. And as a result of this city, it closed. That was the apostasy in that what? Age. It closed that age out. See. So after he slayed his brother, a mark was placed. This mark wasn't revealed. It was placed on Cain until John in AD 96 had a vision.
That's right.
See, and when he had that vision, he revealed the mark of the beast. And what you had was Cain slaying Abel. Cain had offered up the first fruits of the field, so they're appropriate. Because blood, without the shedding of blood, there is no what? Remission. So then he refused to offer up the correct sacrifice. And see, a mark was placed on him. Then he went out to the land of Nod. And with his wife, well, who did he marry? People said, well, who did he marry? Sister. His sister. At that time back there, listen, that brother was talking about that, he ain't talking about that polygamy. And Peter was saying, how much money you got? How much money you got? You're going to have all the women, you're going to have some what? What he's going to do is have all the women working. That's when he got the thing wrong. It was the other way around. Solomon had all of them was married. They were careful. They all had Gucci bags and necklaces and stuff. They were all kept to the max. So they wasn't going out getting no link card.
And the real heirs, you go to the Middle East, because I talked to them, because if most of them don't want more than one wife, but the ones that do, the way Islam works is they have to be able to afford two separate homes.
That's it.
These brothers over here have all these sisters in one apartment. They all got link cards. They're all getting public aid. What is that?
And That's all crazy. And you know, that don't even go according to the law. Of Moses, which in the 32nd chapter, I think it's in Exodus, he said that if you take another wife, you couldn't take one thing from the what? From the first wife. So she had a lex, you got to get another lex.
That's right.
Her lex, it don't work.
That's why somebody's fighting.
Okay, so you can begin to see then, they don't even have the stuff straight from a national standpoint. It's all perverted because they're all under the spell of what? Sex. Okay, now moving right down quickly, Enoch was translated, and then finally Noah closed this age out by the flood, and so we had the two bloodlines. And Noah was of the other bloodline. Can you bring up? And that's a line of what? Line of Abel. Came all the way back down. And so that's what Noah. Noah was the final bloodline that closed that out. So you can see then the bloodlines always culminate, and the ruling bloodline always gets victorious. Because this is the one that's going to go over and set up the next world and the next what?
Right.
Age. Now why they keep talking about a new world order?
That's all they're talking about.
This new world order. And who do you think is going to set the new world order? The bankers?
But they always been disillusioned. They tell them a lie, and they have, if they read the story, they know they lose, but he ain't gonna give up.
That's right. Well, that's not it. Okay. Then what you had is the three sons. Noah and his three sons. That would be like unto Elohim. They come out and repopulate this what? This whole world in the three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham was the seed that, Cush, Mizraim, came out of here, and they set up their first world empires here. And then later came the children of Israel. Abraham was born in what?
Canaan, right?
He was born in Canaan's land. He was born in Babylon.
Yeah.
He's called out the Earl of Chaldees. And then he called out of that, and then he set this up. But this is the seed of Shem. So, well, who was the seed that the promise was going to come through, and what seed is going to be saved? And see, all this was hidden until Yahshua Messiah comes, and Israel was this seed, typified the seed. The 12 sons, the 12 tribes came out of this, and then you had this. Well, all this goes according to a threefold pattern. Right. See, and the pattern was threefold. The first age from Adam down to the flood. That's like it to Egypt. They moved from Egypt to the court roundabout as we have it here, and then the post-diluvian age is moving from Noah down to the Messiah's death, burial, resurrection at 33. So 33 years close out this age of this world. And we set up a new world that was a spiritual age. And everything is spiritual and psychologically. So there's no rituals you need to perform. People say, well, I got these demons, I got things bothering me. I'm lighting candles, I'm burning incense. I thought that's, hold it. I understand. Okay, if you want to do that, fine. But listen, when you do that, I want you to focus in on the Yahshua in you.
That's right.
What you call Jesus.
Right.
And you keep all your candles.
That's right.
That's not going to keep no demons off of you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And she talking about, well, I got some garlic. I said, look at that. I said, wait, hold it. I understand your mindset and the spell that you're what? Under. I said, all right, we'll deal with that later. Okay, go ahead and do that. Say, now I want you to focus deeply and use the prayers, say, of Yahweh, which is in you, that will be able to focus that. I'm going to come back with that in just a moment. While I'm at that, and then I'll be finished. My point is this. You know that, what do I mean by, I was telling her, she said, well, I don't understand what you mean. I said, listen. I says, take a 9/11. They sent the ambulance out there. They got somebody bleeding. This guy's been shot, and he's in the truck. I said, how you doing, sir? And they begin to engage him in a what? Conversation. Why are they engaging him in a conversation? They don't want him to go into shock. Because if you can take the mind and move it off of the pain and the trauma and the blood. In other words, the word is disassociate. You can disassociate your body, your mind, the body. You do it all the time.
That's right.
I grab something hot, real hot, and almost in my mind, cold water. And that in itself, this might be picturing that lessens to what? That's the pain. You can do a lot with the mind, even though we have not been told that and how to use it properly. That's the problem. That's the problem we have. So we cannot. So when we have various diseases, cancer, all these crazy diseases, nervous system as a result, you compound it. People enter a depressed what?
Depression.
A depressed state. That's what the compound the problem.
That's right.
Any doctor knows good bedside manners does what you call calm the patient down and speeds up the what? Healing process. So it's not all in the chemicals or the drugs. See, just like I was trying to tell her, that okay, I know you want to fight these spirits, you see what I'm saying, but you don't have to do that. See, you can just sit there and begin to focus in on that that's in you, and the spirits realize that they can't overcome this what? As great as he that's what? In you is in the world.
That's right.
Just like that person was kept from going under, they kept talking, they said, what's your girlfriend name? The guy said, oh yeah, where is she at? Next thing you know, he's back in there, he's in the immersion room, they're sticking an IV in it. And he never went what? He never went in the shop. So they understand these methods. See, and they come directly out of the scriptures.
You know, concentrating on Joshua when you're fighting, spirits, then you start emanating the spirit.
Right.
You're using the strength in you.
If the spirit in Joshua just come through and begin to push those spirits out, and they realize they can't overcome you, because it's not overcome you, it's great as he that's in you.
Right.
And those thoughts can be placed into subjection. So that's the process that had. And then we come all the way down to the Tower of Babel when they built this satanic immersion and in the confusion of tongues. This is what you have. You have an economic situation where they didn't told what? Confusion. You went to this conference, and here's the head of the Federal Reserve sets up and says that they had everybody from UC and Northwestern, and they couldn't figure out. Am I right?
Yep. That's right.
So I'm saying, listen, they don't have an answer unless the law of Yahweh is revealed unto them. They're not going to be able to put this thing together. See what I'm saying? But then when we come down to Egypt, the classical thing about Egypt, okay, you got the bloodlines. You got Pharaoh and you got Moses. See what I'm saying? Two bloodlines, two powers, and they both are tapped into something that's beyond the physical.
That's right. That's right.
See what I'm saying? See, Jimmies and Jamaries had what?
There's some tricks.
Had powers from the dark side, and then Moses had the power of the rod. That you saw that with every Easter they played with what's his name? Charles Heston. And that power was overcome. Now that's the power that you have in you. See, so we come all the way down to Yahshua Messiah here. See, coming through this bloodline. So the seed comes through this bloodline. I ain't talking about how Israel was divided into two parts. 12 tribes went into captivity, and Judah went into Babylon captivity for 7 years to come out. And then who comes out of this is Yahshua Messiah. After they come back to build a temple in Jerusalem, Messiah comes in. The last 33 years of this age is the world of Yahshua Messiah. Just like you got 33 vertebrae, that holds you upright. But what happened was, he says, is it not written in your Bible, I say ye are what? Hell. So give me that scripture. And then you begin to see now, and that what I'm talking about now, and then give me, I think, Psalms 46 and 10. It says, Yahweh will keep his mind who stays where? That's right, who stays. So how do you do that? And people do it all the time. You fall into a day trance, etc., on just trivial things. See, because the whole problem is that the adversary seeks to distract you from seeking this inner voice, this inner power. And yet there are examples of adepts, people that spend a great deal of time just setting up this meditation. That's all they do. They don't have a house to live in, and they can slow their heart rate down to just about nothing. They come in and say, well, I haven't ate in 10 or 15 days. All they did is went into what is a bad going to do?